Alright, gang, what's good? We back in another video, man. We about to react to the tea room. Corey gets arrested with $200,000 bond and no money. What's that say? To obtain a lawyer. Alright, so he finally got arrested. I'm not sure if I reacted to one of his videos, but if y'all ain't been following, basically Corey, they saying allegedly he kidnapped two white girls. The man had went to Dubai to, I guess, duck off. But then he back in Houston now and he arrested. That's crazy. And he ain't got no lawyer, which is even crazier because I mean before he came back he said he had a lawyer. He had one of the best. I could have sworn, but hey, maybe I'm just talking. But before we dive into the video, like, comment, subscribe, turn your post notifications so you don't miss out. Share the video, share it with your mama, your cousin, your daddy, your auntie. Share the video with applying pressure, dropping bangers, and doing our thing. Let's get into it. And let's see what they're talking about.
Has officially been booked in a Harris County facility. As you can see here, his booking date was yesterday, January 16th. Corey turned himself in around 7 p.m. last night. Now, according to court documents, it appears that Corey has a bond set at $100,000. Now, I'm not sure if that's just for one case since he does have two, which would make it $200,000 bond. Now, if you guys are not familiar with bonds, when you go to a bail's bondsman, they normally require you to put down like 10%. So in order for Corey to get out, it appears that he's going to have to put up $20,000. And it doesn't appear that Corey obtained his own lawyer because he was signed a public defender. Now, there's a lot of bad.
That's not good. You do not want the court to, like, you don't want the court to give you a defender, man, because that ain't good. Them people, they probably getting paid. Well, I can't say how much they're getting paid, but to me they probably getting paid little to nothing versus like an actual. I'm not saying like a public defender is an actual lawyer, but like an actual lawyer, they gonna want that money, especially for like a case that's like this. A public defender, that's probably like, I ain't gonna say bottom of the barrel, but like I said, you don't want a public defender. Not when you're dealing with some kidnapping and some serious charges like this. You want to get the best lawyer that money can buy. What the hell? But like he said, his case is so simple and easy. He could really be his own lawyer. So I mean, maybe that's why he just took the public defender, because he gonna do most of the talking for himself. He got the video proving that he didn't do nothing, and that's all that matters. Wink, wink. Nah, fuck with y'all.
Stigma about public defenders because, of course, a lot of them help the courts out. So they really just want you to plead guilty, and so they can get over with the case and be on to the next one. They're not really there to fight for you. Now, I don't want to talk bad on all public defenders because I'm not really familiar with them, but I'm just telling you guys what most people think about public defenders. But it doesn't appear that Corey has the money to pay for a lawyer. I mean, according to the financial documents that were filed with the court, he doesn't have any monthly income coming in right now. As you can see, his total income is $0. So now in affidavit,
isn't this the man that said that he found $1 million in a bank account that he had forgot about? So how don't he have a dime to his name? How come he don't have no income?
a financial condition for a criminal case is a sworn statement that lists a defendant's assets, debts, and income, and it's a key document in a criminal case and may be used to determine if a defendant is eligible for a court-appointed counsel, which Corey does have because he was appointed that public defender. So now, according to these public documents, states that Corey is living in Katy, Texas with a friend or family. He's been there for 3 years, so stating that he's full-time employed as a content creator. He's been employed for 9 years and 7 months, doesn't have any debts or assets. But now Corey has previously stated that he had real estate in Alabama. So I'm wondering what happened to all that, because that's not listed here on these financial conditions. Now, another document that was posted is the court directive order. As you can see here, the other is checked, stating that electronic monitoring device shall be installed prior to defendant's release from Harris County custody. Now, if you guys don't know what that means, it means that if Corey is released on bond, then he will probably or will be wearing an ankle monitor so they can know where he's at all times. Now, there are a lot of conditions to having to wear an ankle monitor. One being that you have to be in at a certain time, being that they give him a curfew. And sometimes that curfew is like 6, 7 o'clock the evening. So now they also filed paperwork with bond conditions. So let's just read all that would apply to Corey. First states, defendant shall personally appear in court on time every time this case is set on the court's docket, unless the judge waives the appearance. Another one states, defendant shall
look at the mugshot. He looked like he might have been crying a little bit. I mean, his eyes looking a little puffy.
Commit no crime and shall not engage in any conduct that could result in his arrest. Another one that is checked here states, defendant is to surrender his or her passport for temporary deposit with the treasurer or register of the court as instructed by supervising agency, and provide the agency with proof of that surrender. So that means that Corey will have to give up his passport, so he will no longer be able to travel out of the country. Now let's look at what they have listed as his travel restrictions. It says, defendant travel is restricted as follows: must remain within Harris County, Texas, and its surrounding counties: Brazoria, Chambers, Fort Bend, Galveston, Liberty, Montgomery, and Waller. A request to travel outside these counties must be submitted to your supervising officer at least 2 business days.
If y'all see the things like it say he can't possess or consume marijuana, he be smoking that marijuana, man. So I wonder like if he do get bonded out, like is he gonna be able to stick to like not doing certain things, you know? Because I mean, at the end of the day, like if he don't, and he don't, like even if he gets bonded out, like say he tries to flee, you know, then that's on the person that bonded him out. That's why, like, bonding somebody out, man, that's like you taking a big risk doing that. That's like being a co-signer on a goddamn, for anything, a house, a car. Like you gotta be smart when you're doing the things for people.
Here to your planned travel day. So looks like Corey will be stuck in Houston until he can get this case resolved. Now, it also states defendant must not possess or consume marijuana or any controlled substance or dangerous drug
and a firearm, and he got plenty of guns.
A prescription for the defendant issued by a medical doctor. Defendant will provide a copy of all such prescriptions to his supervising officer in advance. Also states defendant must not use or possess a firearm. Defendant is required to submit to an EM, which is an electric monitor, which would be the ankle monitor. States here the EM will be installed prior to release from Harris County custody. Calendar days of the defendant's release on bond. Defendant must sign any required agreements, comply with all required equipment and maintenance services, and comply with monitoring protocols as instructed by the supervising agency. So now these were the documents that were listed with the courts. Now hopefully Corey is able to obtain his own attorney and not have a public defender defending him. But I know Corey did state at one point that his case was so solid that he could really defend himself. So maybe that's why he chose to go the public defender route. But then again, lawyers do come with a hefty price tag, and it appears that Corey is in some deep trouble with the courts. Now, I will keep you guys updated if Corey does make bail. Again, it looks like he has to put up $20,000. Now, there too, before he turned himself in or if he was captured, no one really knows yet, but he did put out the video of himself recording on that day of November 23rd after he thought that those girls were trying to set him up.
Part of the video I recorded right after 2 white girls tried to set me up to get me robbed and hit. Okay.
I just seen the car circling around the car over there. I know it's the gas station over here. So these two white girls, long story short, y'all, they're trying to set me up for one of the dudes or whatever, right? So
He done spooked. He like,
it's just crazy as fuck how, like, you know, the sermon is high. You get to take everything that's going on. You feel what I'm saying?
that man act like he's so connected with God. I ain't gonna say he not,
God
but
is
like,
so
come on
good.
now.
They try to pin me and shit.
If he was connected with
Oh,
God the
God,
way
they
that
do.
he portrays himself to be,
They so
he
good.
wouldn't move like certain ways that he done move with people, yo.
Camera right here.
God fearing man wouldn't
Right
move
here.
how Corey moves. That's just my
I'm gonna
opinion.
call my boys real quick so I can get it right.
All right, gang, that's the end of the vid. Y'all stay tuned for more content. Turn me up, don't turn me down. Let's get it.